So the interesting thing about your statement there is you're saying that science is final. And there's a problem with that with saying that science is final. That is actually false science because science is never final. Never, ever final. The reason for this is because science cannot speak in absolutes. It can only speak in probabilities. So whenever we prove something, we haven't actually proven anything. What we've actually done is said, this here has the highest probability of being true because we've disproven everything else. Now, why can't we say the thing we can't disprove is true? Is because later on, new observations, new tools, and new methods might become available that then allow us to disprove what we previously thought was true, thereby throwing it into the completely not possible category and taking something else and validating as a higher probability of being true. But at no point in time is science able to say, this is true. So a statement saying that science, or any religion that doesn't agree with science, is false is a false statement because science itself is not able to make such a determination because nothing science does is ever 100% true. It just looks for things that has the highest probability of being true, knowing full well that in the future, what it said was true at one point in time or had a high probability of being true at one point in time could be completely disproven and thrown out the window. We see this all the time. At one point in time, scientists said that traveling faster than the speed of sound was impossible. We now know that is not true. Currently, science says traveling faster than the speed of light is impossible. Later on, new knowledge might come about and we find out that no, that is not impossible. We can never ever say with finality that the science is done. It is over. No science is ever done or is ever over. Things that we think are, a very high probability of being true that was shown to be that way 1,000 years ago could be disproven next year. You never know. So your statement saying that any religion that does not agree with science is a false religion is a false statement, and there's no way around it. Now, to conclude here, I'd like to point out that Christendom actually has a high value on science, despite what some people might want to think. The modern scientific method that we use for science today was actually found by a Christian man named Sir Francis Bacon. A lot of people that say Galileo Galilei discovered it. Galileo Galilei was a Christian man also. But yeah, they like to attribute it to him, but they're attributing the wrong phenomenon to Galileo Galilei. Sir Francis Bacon found the modern scientific method, and he said that he developed his scientific method in order to investigate God's creation. Then also all of our modern universities. So the modern university education system, including science education, was actually set up and found by Christendom. So our modern university education systems are based upon the higher education systems that Christianity set up. So anyhow, that's just two more lines of evidence to put holes in the argument that you're making that any religion that doesn't agree with science is false. So as another final thing, this is like a postscript here, religion investigates things that science doesn't investigate. Okay? So science investigates the physical world. Religion investigates the spiritual world. Science cannot do anything in the spiritual world. Okay? And then also, remember this. Science was developed by religious orders.